Hello, Dental Team listeners. This is Kiera, and I just wanted to bring Brad on from Dental Warranty again because he was asking me a question of how do you get a team bought into wanting to put a warranty on, or how do you get other offices wanting to, your team members incentivized to do this? And I'm a freaking team member. So I thought, Brad, I was going to just give him some verbiage right now. And I thought I'm going to hit record so that way we can give you guys my real time live feedback of how, cause that's the next thing. Like doctors, you're so jazzed. You're so pumped about putting dental warranty into the practice. And then the team says, I don't want to do that. Welcome to everything else. Right, Brad? So Brad, welcome back to the podcast. You're part of Dental Warranty. Hello. Welcome back.
Good to see you.
Okay, ask me your question and let's just do this live. I'm going to do some verbiage recording and we'll do this as part 2 of your guys' podcast of what to do when you take it to the team. So ask me your questions and let's just rip live.
Yeah. So, so one thing that we deal with sometimes is, doctors love the idea. So they see the value firsthand. Okay, this is something that really is going to protect my bottom line, help my practice grow, help my patients. But they kind of hand it off to their team and the team feels that they already have enough on their plate. Maybe they're already busy. What's, one more thing we all have heard, the doctor comes back from some sort of conference or meeting, oh gosh, who's calling me now? So I know we do a lot on our end to keep it so simple and so streamlined for the team to use. But yeah, so my question was how to get the team excited about doing this. And if there's anything you'd recommend to help encourage them to kind of just build it in and just utilize it.
For sure. Okay, so let me understand a little more of the true pieces. So me as a team member, what do I actually have to do? What do I have to do for processing? How much is it? Kind of walk me through some of those more specific details, and then I'll tell you exactly as a team member what I do as a TC, what I do in my practices to give you guys some of that verbiage. And I think this is for anything you implement. We're just going to use dental warranty as my example today. Perfect.
Yep. So on the for the office, the team that you use, what they'll do is they'll create their own dental warranty procedure code. So just their own dummy code, and they're going to build it in right on the treatment plan. So you're going to list the treatment they're receiving and the 6-year protection plan, similar to how some offices might do, fluoride or whatnot. You're going to build it in as part of the process, and then you're going to offer it to the patient right there along with the treatment. Here's your crown, your buildup, your 2 fillings, and your 6-year protection plan. This is what your dental insurance is going to save, and here's your total that includes your coverage. So it's really that simple. And then we are integrated with Dentrix, EagleSoft, Open Dental, and they'll have their own dashboard where they just hit the patient's name, submit warranty, or add warranty, submit. So it's very, very simple for the team to use, but we track all the patient coverages, details, and benefits through the dashboard.
Got it. And so how much extra is it? And is it per procedure, or is it one warranty covers everything? I'm curious on that too for the team.
Yeah, so the practice would charge the patients anywhere from 10 to 15% of the office fee. So take dental insurance out of it. Doesn't matter if they're cash paying or if they're a PPO. It's based off of the office fee. And our fee that we end up collecting is just 10%. So if the practice charges 15%, they'll keep the 5%. We collect 10% on the back end. So let's say they do charge 15% of whatever that procedure cost is.
Okay.
And so if there's going to be extractions, things that are not eligible for the warranty, that would not be factored into the total fee. But anything that's eligible, so any permanent cosmetic or restorative treatment would be in on that. And it's the patient will be just the one total. So on the back end, we tracked it individually, but on the patient's end, it's just the one total along with their treatment.
Nice. Okay. So let's say, because obviously we don't want to just do 10% because then dental warranty takes the whole thing. It's great. But I'm guessing that the way practices also make money is, let's say my crown in office, we charge $1,300. Insurance is $1,000. I'm going to go off of the $1,300 and that's what I'm going to go. Now, if I only did the 10%, which would be $130, dental warranty is going to take that. But next time they come in, instead of me only being able to collect $1,000, I can collect $1,300. Is that right?
That's one of the huge benefits. Yeah. So obviously insurance probably not going to touch it the next, 5+ years. So yeah, we are saying to check back to the practice for that $1,300, and patient can use that towards maybe a new crown, or now they might need an extraction, root canal, something different. They can actually use the value to go towards the next treatment.
Gotcha. Okay. Amazing. And so then my next question is, and I don't know, I'm literally just asking questions like an office. I feel like I'm the OM right now. Let me ask you all my questions. Is dental warranty ever considering doing just a monthly fee to where it's X amount that the patient would pay and then their dentistry is covered, or is it just going to stick to each one? I have my reasons for asking this. I'm just curious. if you know about that or not.
We had previous plans, probably 8-9 years ago, where we did dabble in that area. It seems to work better for both the patient and the practice, doing it based off of that 15%, 10-15% of the procedure cost. But yeah.
Okay, great to know. The reason I was asking is because I'm like, cool, then I just sell it like a membership plan. I tack it into my membership plan. This one, it sounds like it's just adding in kind of like when I do an implant where I'm going to tack on the custom abutment so I don't have to go back if I'm adding a custom abutment. I'm just basically going for like worst case scenario. So I did hypothetical, a crown, our office fee is $1,300. The 15% would be $195 added on to that is what it would be. Now, if I have a filling that's like, let's say $150 times that by 15%, that's $22. So it's really minimal. I agree with Brad. As a team member, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack it on as a dummy code to all of it. Now, I think if you do 10%, it's very easy, but I don't think that makes sense for a practice. I would definitely just charge the 15% across the board. I think if I was an office, I might also consider just figuring out what I could put in just for easy numbers. So you might even have a fee schedule. So you could create that dummy code that would link to it and then put it in an explosion code. So that way your team's not constantly having to figure out that 15%. I think that would make a team's member's life easier, because I think that math is where they're going to feel annoyed of like, oh, I got to add this in and then I've got to calculate it in. Not that it's hard, but it might just be an idea that you guys could do. And then just as an office manager, just tack it into all the explosion codes that you do for procedures. That way it's automatically in there. The dollar amount's always in there. The only thing you're going to have to watch is set a reminder that when you increase fees, that you also increase the warranty amount. So we're never like short on dollars. So that's what I would say for like setting up as a practice. So it sounds like for me as a TC, go ahead.
And jump in real quick. So with our integration, that actually pulls that data over for the team. So they're not having to do the math. It literally has a calculator attached to it. And so you're just going to click, okay, you got a post, a build-up, a crown to 2 fillings. You hit select all, and it'll just show you the whole warranty fee, the value, and then you put right there on the treatment plan.
Nice.
So it pulls that data so you don't have to do the math for them.
Okay, beautiful. So that's even easier. There you go. So there's an objection that now is very simple. I just put it all in, simple. I can have it. I am thinking for them, like, because they're going to need the calculator up there, just finding ways to where it's like almost automatic, kind of like the crown buildup. Like no one complains that I have to present a crown and a buildup. It's just part of it. And when I train teams on this, I say like, let's come up with all the objections a patient's going to say of like, well, why do I need this? I would just let them know like, hey, like dentistry, like things happen in your day to day. You're using these teeth every single day. And so it's just a good way for you to have peace of mind of, like Brad said, whatever life events happen, that you have peace of mind and you can come in and there's no questions asked. We'll take care of it for you. If anything's ever happening anywhere, you move anything like that for the next 6 years, you're protected. That's how I would present it to a patient. I would say if it was me, hands down, I would always do this. No questions asked. I would always do this. That way I know no matter what's happening, I'm covered. So they'll say, yep, here it is. This is your total out of pocket. This is what our insurance estimate is. And this will be the total when I see you on Friday. So I'd already have them scheduled for it. I would present my total and I'd have them sign off on it. Go submit the warranty. Easy. There's nothing there. Now, I guess, Brad, the next question is teams will wonder what happens when that patient calls me. How easy is it for me? Like, I'm guessing I just schedule them as a normal patient. How do I submit the claim and how hard is it to truly get that? Because that's going to be the sticking spot for teams is like, how hard is it when they actually come back and need to use this warranty?
Yeah. So on our end, we typically flip a coin. If it lands on heads, we'll pay out. If it lands on tails, then you don't get paid.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah,
so you guys do it in practice. It's easy.
We got a double-sided coin. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. So we understand how busy the team is. So we try to make this as simple as possible. So when the patient comes in, actually, let's take dental warranty out of it. So currently, if there is no warranty, patient calls, say, hey, I ate that soft bread or popcorn or whatever they broke their crown on. Now the patient comes back in. Now the team has to talk to the patient. Okay, what happened? How long has it been? Now the team has to go talk to the doctor. The doctor's thinking, well, how long has it been? What happened? Now they call the lab. Hey, can you help us out? This is the situation. That's a lot of work, a lot of headaches, a lot of stress on everyone's part, and makes that team member very uncomfortable saying, hey, Mr. Patient, I know you just paid $1,300 just 3 years ago. You're going to have to pay that all over again. That's not fun, right? So now add dental warranty. And so the patient says, hey, I broke my crown. What do I do? Oh, come on in, have a seat. Let's take care of you. There's no charge. We've got you taken care of. Take care of the patient. Huge swing from the previous conversation that you would typically have to have to now saying, hey, we've got you covered. You get to be the hero. And great time to get some good reviews, referrals. Right. Take care of the patient. And then on the back end, they would file a claim through our dashboard. So it's done online. And we ask for the same documentation that you would typically send to like an insurance company. So we're not having you do any additional work that you're already doing this stuff. So that's the same. We just want to see that it broke, it failed, that the work was completed initially, and then we'll pay to practice within 30 days or less for that treatment that was completed.
Nice. Okay. And I think that was just the questions of like, how hard is this compared to what we're already doing as team members? And that does seem very simple, right? We're already taking an X-ray. You should take an X-ray if it broke off. We take the intraoral photo and we have our notes written and we just submit that off. So as long as it's really that simple, I think for teams, my question is, I think it just might feel hard for the team because it's something new. And so what I usually do is I say, all right, guys, we're going to try this for 3 months. Let's set a goal as a team of how many patients do we think we want to do warranties on? What I've learned is you're going to have your gunners and you're going to have your shiers. And so the ones who are like, let's do like 500. And then the other people are like, we could do 2. I try to be like, well, let's be realistic. And like, what if we just, and I try what I've learned is really pertinent with teams is you have to give them something where they're actually going to win, anytime. Because if I'm like, let's go 500 and they miss it, they're not going to want to do this. If I do 2 and it's too easy for them, they're going to feel like it wasn't a challenge and it's ridiculous. So I usually try to go for something where it's a no-brainer. It's a guarantee. I'm like, K2, all right, let's go. Like, what if we did 5? I think that's fair. We go from 500 down to 5. I think we can easily all agree to that. So let's aim for 5 for the next 3 months. We're going to track it. And then like, let's celebrate and let's see how it goes. So every single month. And if we got more than 5, or if I think like, okay, you guys, realistically, we work 5 days a week, maybe we'll bump it to 10. So like just getting into a spot where I know for a fact they're going to hit this goal their first month. It's going to get them super excited and say, I know the first but let's try it. 3 months. Are we all on board? We could do this for 3 months. Usually if teams know that there's a short amount of time, it's just a startup energy to get them going that they don't want to do. So in practice, when I consult, I usually will do 6 weeks. I'm thinking for this, it might take a little bit longer. So like the day that it's implemented, I can actually do my first one. And then what I'm also going to encourage my team is that first day, I want to do at least 1. So at least doing 1 that first day to see how easy it was, how clunky it was, like whatever it is. And I'm going to have like the first week is training. So like I want every single person to do at least 1 is what we're going to do. So all my treatment coordinators, all my schedulers, all of them in their first week need to at least get 1 done. And then after that, it becomes a challenge or a competition to see who can do the most. And then we basically have a star chart. I always track it in the back. So whether it's stars or whether it's tally marks on the whiteboard for morning huddle, something where we can see this scoreboard live. Because whenever you implement something new, like I said, I'm using dental warranty as an example, but this is how do you get a team bought into new ideas? You've got to be tracking it consistently and keep it top of mind, because otherwise it slips to the back and they're too busy to do it. Also, when you're rolling this out, I would recommend you only roll this and nothing else. So like, let's keep a laser focus on dental warranty or whatever you want to implement for 6 weeks to 3 months. And we just focus on that. Like, yes, we've got our other goals, but this is the only new thing I'm pushing forward for them, because otherwise it gets lost in the background. So doctors, you've got to be careful of giving them the chance to win, to make it into their daily habit where it's very simple for them. I train the whole team how to add it on. So it's just easy. You can help the hygienist tee it up of like, you're so lucky. Like we offer a thing where it's covered no matter what happens. Train your dental assistants to talk about it, because we all know that once that doctor leaves, they turn to the dental assistant and ask, is this really true? So like training the whole team is like, why? Use the example of Apple Care. Like in our last episode that we did, if you missed it, be sure to go check that out. But I think all those little pieces are going to help. And then if you want to incentivize your team, I don't know. Let's say we're doing the hypothetical of 15%. Okay. We know the dental warranty. So let me do my $1,300 crown times 15% is going to be $195. So that's how much I know it's going to cost. If it's a $1,300 crown, I know 10% of that's $130. So that means I've got $65 of extra cash, if you will, that's just going to come to the practice naturally when they sign up. So I would do the math if I know I want 10 of these per month. So that would be 65 extra dollars. And that's if I'm doing it on a crown. So we're going to do it on 10 crowns. Be careful, because if you do a filling, you're like at $5 if you're lucky. So if it's there, but let me just say that I did 10 crowns over the next 3 months, I could do a pot of $650. Did you follow my math on that, Brad? I'm saying $65 if I'm 1,300. I know over the course of 3 months, I guarantee you I'll be able to get at least 10 crowns within that. I would feel pretty good betting on myself on that.
Very easy.
That's $650 that I'd have available. Maybe you can do a little competition and say like, all right, the person who gets the most warranties, we're going to do a $200 Amazon shopping spree for you. An Amazon shopping spree sounds a lot more fun than an Amazon gift card. And I usually do on shopping sprees, it's like you have 10 minutes and you have to spend the 200 and get as close to the 200 with tax without going over. And we're all going to watch. And then the second person is going to get a $100 Amazon shopping spree. And the third person is going to get a $50 Amazon shopping spree. All of you are going to shop at the same time. Or if it's like a whole team effort, I could take that $650 and say like, however many team members you have, divide that up by your team and say, if we hit this goal, we're doing an Amazon shopping spree with the extra cash that we have left over, and I'm dividing it up by the team. So like those are different ways that you can do it. It's very fun. Everyone gets on their phones. They quickly add it to the cart. They only have 10 minutes. You have X amount of cash that they've got to spend. But I think that can become something really fun. And you as a practice are not any less like on it. And you're creating this like fun habit. If you really want to go after just the treatment coordinators, you could do a bonus. I know some people say for every warranty that you sell, you get X amount of it. But like on membership plans, I feel like a good TC should just naturally want to add this on, versus it being something where I'm getting paid for everyone I do. I would probably rally the whole team for my first 1, 2, 3 months and pay them out like every single month, because you want to keep the momentum going. So it's like the first day, and then do a surprise and delight. So me as a practice, I always was surprising, delighting. So if I had someone kill it in a week, at my Monday morning meeting, I'd be like, oh my gosh, Brad, he crushed it, you guys. He did 7 warranties last week. Here's a $50 Sephora gift card. You'd probably be a girl, so that's why I said Sephora. I know for you, Brad, you might want like
I love
a pair
Sephora.
of Nike shoes.
Yeah.
Maybe you want some Nike shoes, right? So we're going to be like, and you go get a pair of Nikes on the company. Because what that does is the team's like, oh my gosh, like I want to do that. But I'm not doing it every single time and I don't have it guaranteed. They know they're going to get an Amazon shopping spree at the end of however much we get. This is a pot for the team or for whomever you want in there. But I think that's a really fun way to do it. It's not a guarantee for life. And that's why I don't really love to have this set up where it's like, oh, TC, every single time you get this, you get paid this amount. Because it's not a set warranty monthly, it's very hard to know how much I can do for every single time they have it. Also for teams, they don't like percentages, just as my 2 cents. Teams are not going to be crazy about like, you get 1% of what you like. No, they're not going to enjoy that because it's too much math. They're going to want, I get $10 for everyone I sell. I get $20 for every crown I do. It's much easier. And what I've learned is people make it way too complicated to make the math make sense. So I'm like, sweet, I know I've got at least $650. I can go off of that. Everyone's going to get a $100 Amazon shopping spree if we hit this goal. Now, and anything above and beyond that, guys, I'm going to add more to it. So like, let's rock and roll, or you take them over to the store or whatever it is. But that's usually how I'm going to incentivize. But you've got to be laser focused for 6 weeks to 3 months on this new piece, because what we're trying to do is just make it a habit for them. So they offer it every time. We present it every time. It becomes just a part of it. And when I get teams doing that laser focused, and then you say like, how many patients have we served is how I probably would rack it on my back tally board. We have served this many patients and helped them have peace of mind. How many patients do we think we can do this week? How many patients do we think we can serve? And the team is going to be very incentivized by helping patients, is usually what I found are team motivators. Okay, I'm off my soapbox, Brad. Other questions to that?
No, I absolutely love it, because I love that, because it makes it adds the culture, it adds the excitement, makes the monotony of another day at the office. It changes a lot of things. And I've actually we had doctors that have done really successful kind of team bonuses with this. And they said, oh, I'll do it in a heartbeat, because I know that the more excited the team is about this, the higher acceptance I'm getting overall. So I've seen my case acceptance go up because I know teams are more passionate about presenting treatment. And yeah, I'd gladly give them the whatever percent it is on top of that. That's now a team bonus, not coming out of my pocket. My team's excited about. Mm-hmm. So it's a win all the way around. I love it.
For sure. And if you don't want to do like just the 650, what you could do is you could rally. This one does take a little more math, but you could actually put in how much we've done on warranties of like the money coming to the practice. And then you have on that of like, we're going to like this pot, the bigger it gets, the more I split with you guys. So, and it could be a 50-50 split. It could be 100% split for 3 months, right? But just know I do a short, finite amount of time. Because I don't want to set the expectation that this is forever, but what I'm trying to do is just build habits for them. Now, if you want it to last forever and you're like, yeah, rock on, whatever we do in warranties, that's what we're going to split with the team. Just be careful, because if your TCs are the primary ones doing it and your dental assistants are just kind of like lacking back in the back, there's 2 perspectives. One is we're a full team. We sell this together. We do it together, and without each other, we wouldn't be able to get there. Other times it's like you get annoyed as a TC of like, I'm working hard to get these, but then all these people split my bonus. So sometimes if I do that, I'd be like, perfect. 50% goes to the TCs. We all know that they're selling this. They're the ones who are really doing the work. And the other 50% gets split amongst the clinical team because we need to be teeing it up. So you can think about different ways that you can split it. Or like what I do for leadership pots, I take the total amount and I do like an extra 10%. I just cut off the top and that goes straight to leadership. So they get that split amongst themselves. And then the rest of it can go to the team. So the team's getting 90%, leadership's getting 10% or 20%. But that way you're like harder workers on it are being like more motivated. Or those harder workers are getting that like $50 Sephora gift card or the Nike shoes or whatever, or the Lulu gift card, because then it's something where I am recognizing them while the whole team is working hard together.
Awesome. Yeah, we actually had a kind of a bonus structure set up that from one of our offices, and they got very excited about it, and it did well enough that the doctor took the team members and all their spouses to Mexico on just what they made from the warranty, because they were doing so. They had like 5% of their patients buying it. So so they did well, and it could have a very positive effect on the morale and for the team. Yeah, that's a big difference. For even $20 extra for such a short time for someone that's getting paid hourly is huge.
Mm-hmm. And also, doctors, I agree with what Brad just said. Be careful, because what we think is a big bonus is different when they're making less than what you are, doctors. So like, just make sure that the bonus makes sense for their dollar amount, and don't think anything's too small. And you don't need to go so large either. So I think I'd run some numbers and just see before I rolled out a bonus. So that way, you're going to be profitable on it. Figure out the simplest way, but it's usually a 6-week to 3-month. And then like Brad said, I do have some offices as well where we like put some pretty lofty goals up there. And if they hit it, they get to go on these really awesome trips with their spouses or with the team. And they freaking love it. And you're happy because you didn't have to pay anything extra. It was already covered for you, and it's just slush gravy. But it was an amazing team morale boost as well. So I think in general, hopefully this podcast comes across. Yes, I know we're talking specifically dental warranty. This is how you get team buy-in when you want to roll out a new product, a new service, a new piece. And then you just figure out how to incentivize, how to make it a game, how to make it fun. Sometimes you can give like the goat pin award. I know I had an office where we had literally a little glittery goat, and every week whomever was like the highest one of things got to wear that goat pin for the week, and then it got transferred to the next person, or they could maintain it and keep like being the goat of the practice. If you don't know what GOAT stands for, because I didn't, it's greatest of all time. So there you go. You're welcome. I'll help you out. But I think all those pieces are how you can really get the team bought into this. But like I asked at the very beginning, Brad, thank you for clarifying. It's got to be so simple, and realize they're resisting because it's not part of their day in and day out. It's just like when you introduce something different, they're annoyed and they say they don't have time because they don't want to learn it. So that's why I always do a small time frame of like, let's just do it for 6 weeks. Every team will commit for 6 weeks. And 6 weeks is so short. And then let's evaluate in 6 weeks, make it better, because we're going to do this for 3 months, but we're going to go 6 weeks, and then we'll figure it out. We'll make sure it's super easy for you. That's all they need to know, is this isn't a forever thing if we hate it, and then they'll buy into it.
Love it. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just that first step, that first patient, that first conversation, just getting past that and like, oh, well, that wasn't scary. And the teams do great, but it's just kind of hitting the ground running is the key. So I love it. I love all those tips.
Cool. Okay, Brad. So I think something we should do, you just asked me for it, is let's do a mock. So that way teams feel very confident of how do we actually present this to a patient. So Brad, you want to be my patient? Do you want to be the patient?
I'd be honored.
Okay,
yes.
Amazing. So let's do, for example, what's a normal one that you guys see in dental warranty? Kind of give me a normal treatment plan. That way I'll show you guys how I would present this treatment plan with the verbiage. Brad's my patient. So you guys can kind of hear some different samples of how your team can actually implement this in a practice for anything that you want to add to it. So Brad, what is a normal one? Just kind of give me like a quick, is it crown buildup?
Yeah, let's go with the crown buildup and a filling, or even just go crown buildup. Let's just keep it easy.
Okay, so I'll do a crown buildup, and then I will do a crown buildup filling, because I think it might be a smidgy different for you guys, and I want to show you like a multiple plan versus just a solo one. So let's just say a crown buildup, and again, we're doing on full office fee. So you go to the calculator, like Brad said. So let's say our crown's $1,300 and our buildup is $250. So this is going to be a $1,550. We're going to have that as 15%. So my additional amount is $232. So I'm going to write down this. So it was $1,550 for my total treatment plan. The warranty is $232.50. So if I add those together, that's going to be a total of $1,782.50. It's important to note that, because I'm going to just say $1,782 as their total. I'm not going to say $1,550. And I think for treatment coordinators to realize I'm bundling this all together, I'm going to go in and I'm going to assume that they want this warranty. why would they not? They'd be crazy not to. They get 6 years on this. But I think bundling it together, and what I do is same thing for implants. When I put it all together, I don't actually present it as like, you get the implant, the abutment, and this. I just say, I kind of line item it for them, and then I say the total amount. So that's why I wanted you guys to know where my numbers are coming from. We've got the crown at $1,300, the build up at $250. We're at $1,550 for our total treatment. 15% of that is going to be the $232.50, giving me a total of $1,782.50. Okay, so now my treatment plan's ready to go. I either have it on an iPad or I have it printed out. But again, I have it all listed as treatment, just line itemed there for the patient to know. So I'm going to go to Brad. I'm going to say, hey, Brad, awesome. So I'm super excited for you. Dr. Smiles is amazing. You're going to have great, the crown. I wanted to just make sure any questions that you have, I want you to feel rock solid confident moving forward. Any questions you have for me before I show you kind of the fees, the cost, and all of that. What questions do you have for me?
Nothing really. I think I'm ready for it.
Okay, amazing. So for that crown that Dr. Smiles is going to do, we've got the crown, the buildup, and then a 6-year warranty on that. That way, no matter what things come up your way, you are covered for that. The total for that's going to be, and normally I would not say the total out loud. For demonstration on a podcast, I will. The total for that's going to be $1,782. It looks like your insurance is estimated for this. Your out of pocket when I see you on Wednesday is going to be X amount. What questions do you have for me?
So you mentioned a warranty. What's that about?
Yeah. So that warranty, so in our practice, we do incredible work on it. Dr. Smiles is the best dentist you'll ever have. But life can happen, right? You can be chewing on something, you can be on vacation and it cracks. And we just always want our patients to have peace of mind, no matter where they're going, whatever is happening, that for 6 years, no matter what happens, whether it's, like I said, you're on the lake, any life experiences, that it's covered for you. No questions asked. You come back in, it's covered for you, guaranteed. And so we include that with every single one of our procedures because we want all of our patients to have peace of mind, no matter what happens in their daily life, that they're covered for this.
Got it. Okay.
Cool. Any questions? Now push back on me, Brad. Say you don't want it. Let's give some objections of like,
okay, yeah. Really nice I don't know if I got dental insurance, so I don't know if I need the warranty.
Yeah, for sure. So just so you know, dental insurances actually will not replace a crown for you, except for once every 5 years. And even that, they oftentimes won't cover it for you. And so we just want our patients that even without insurance, so this goes outside of your insurance, I want you to know that no matter what happens, because hey, you could be off on a fishing trip or hanging out with your kids and something could happen to this tooth. And I would hate for you to have to then pay for it out of pocket since you're investing in it today. And so that's why we do it. It's just standard procedure for us because we're so confident. We want you confident in your smile, regardless of what insurances do or don't do, that you feel confident there's no more out of pocket expense to you ever.
Okay. What happens if I end up moving? We might be moving next year.
Well, congrats. Where are you moving to?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. Oh my gosh. Well, great news is this warranty, it covers your smile. So whether you're with us or another dental office, no matter where you go, so even if you're on vacation or things like that, the warranty program is it's outside of our practice and it covers your smile wherever you go. So you're completely covered. Again, you've got peace of mind no matter what happens. So it will go with you when you move as well.
Awesome. Cool. Can I do this through Care Credit or how am I supposed to pay
I
for
assume
this?
so. I assume
Yes, you
so.
can.
I'm pretty sure. So what I would say to that is I would imagine because it's all treatment, like for sure, absolutely. As long as you've got that Care Credit card, if we need to apply for it, no problem. But this will be your total. And at that point, I'm going to go forward of like, now I'm moving into financing because now he's asking me how he pays for it. So it's like whatever your standard procedures are within the practice. But absolutely. And just so you know, that does not get billed to insurance. So you've got to make sure their insurance estimate is here, but their total that they're paying out of pockets, they're 50% of that crown or whatever they owe on insurance, plus the warranty. So making sure your total when it comes over there, that's why I'm putting it all together. My guess on this one's going to be, it's like $732.50 or something like that would be my guess of what the insurance with portion depending upon how much the patient's already used, but just making sure it's there. But I'm doing it as a total price because I don't want to have their price of the crown plus I'm tacking on this extra $232 of a warranty. I just want it all bundled in there together so they see the total price they're paying.
Awesome.
Cool. Okay.
That's great.
And then I think for the multi one of the crown and the filling, I would probably do a very similar thing for you, where it would just be again, I figure out how much my total is of the crown, the buildup, and the filling. There's going to be 2 separate warranties technically, but the patient doesn't need to know those nuances. They just need to know that for the crown and the filling, they're covered. So what I do is I take it just like we did with this last one, have the total amount. Here's the total amount for it. I know that there's technically 2 separate warranties, but I don't need to tell the patient that. And I think teams get really funky because you're trying to explain. And I say oftentimes cases are lost by over explaining. So there's no reason to tell them everything they need. I just want them to freaking buy the warranty because they're going to be covered. It's easy for me as a team member when they call back in. I know I can cover it all. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll just put it all in. I'll say, all right, Brad, amazing. Dr. Smiles is awesome. So we're doing that crown and that filling for you. What questions do you have for me? I want you super confident. I intentionally say that every time because I'm telling them what I want them to be. I say, here's your total out of pocket. This is what I'm estimating insurance to cover. And this will be this is the total for treatment. This is what I'm estimating insurance to cover. And then this will be your total out of pocket when I see you on Friday. What questions do you have for me? They might ask about like what this warranty is. My hunch is most people won't, because it's just already in there. And I'm assuming that they want to pay for it. Why would they not want to pay for it? Just like I'm not going to take off a buildup. I'm not going to take off a custom abutment. I'm not going to take off my 6-week recare on, my SRPs, like all those things. I just put it in there. I'm assuming they want it. Why would they not want it? And off we go from there.
I love it. The assumption I think is huge because also now provides, if worst case scenario, they say, well, what's the warranty? Now gives you even more opportunity to build that relationship with the patient, let them know all the benefits they do have and really help them make that decision.
For sure.
So yeah, I love that.
And I think when explaining it, I do crown buildup, and then this warranty is 6 years, no questions asked. Whatever happens to your filling or your crown, it's completely covered by the office. You just give me a call. Even if you're on vacation, it's still covered for you. Even if you're at another office, it's covered for you. It's a really great benefit for all of our patients. And this will be your total out of pocket. So I think I would do a little bit of verbiage on it just so they know what it is. So that way, and the reason I give it that little bit of verbiage is I want him to know how to use it. So it's like, if anything ever happens, no questions asked, you call me, no out of pocket expense to you. We always want to make sure our patients are covered. No matter what life experience happens for them, this is your total out of pocket. Now they might say, do I have to have the warranty? And what I would say if they say, do I have to have this warranty? The answer is absolutely not. You do not need to. However, our standard care in our practice is that every patient does have that because we want you to have peace of mind of wherever you are, whatever you're chewing on, whatever happens to you, no matter what life experience happens, kids, life, whatever it is, that you are covered, no questions asked, 100% coverage. I think another question patients might have of like, well, don't you guys do that anyway? I would say, well, that is the perception. But actually it is a fee for you, pending upon what's going on. And I don't want you to have another out of pocket expense. You're investing in it today. You're taking care of it today. It's a very, very simple thing. No questions asked. It's so easy for you. And 6 years is a great peace of mind for you. Now they'll probably ask, well, what happens after 6 years? Like, I hope this filling lasts me longer than 6 years. Amazing. Yes. If anything happens from there, it would be done at the office fee. And this is where I recommend our membership plan because it's 20% off of with our membership plan. Like that's where I'd pull in a membership plan. If I had that, I'd push them for a membership plan. But I think those would probably be most of the questions that they would get asked by a patient. Brad, are there any others that you can think of? Because I'll happily role play any more with you so they can hear how to do the verbiage.
No, those are probably the most common is do I have to have it? Or how much is it? Or kind of what is it? How long is it? They might ask that, more clarification on that. Or another thing too is if they plan on, moving or if they lose their benefits, kind of what happens there. But it's, I think those are the solid main questions that we do get from the patients. And
Brad, just for my clarity, does Dental Warranty provide any like brochures on what the warranty is?
We do. Yep. So we provide all the resources for the team. So stuff for the operatories, your front desk, stuff for the website, and then the patient certificate. So they'll actually leave with a certificate in hand that lets them know that it is nationwide. It is no fault, all their benefits and coverage details. So it's consistent across the board. You don't have someone saying, oh, I thought it was a 20-year thing. It's in writing. And in fact, on there, we built in kind of a loyalty tool to it. So it says patients must return every blank months for recare or hygiene to keep the coverage active. Awesome. So I'm sure there's never been a cancellation before in any given office, but if they call with some excuse, now you've got some kind of ammo to use. So, and you've got some skin in the game, right? Of hey, sure, you got a warranty on that bridge. Let's keep that appointment so you can make sure it's looking good so we can keep your protection plan active.
Which is awesome. And so the reason I was asking is because I would either take with me in on my treatment plans for them to sign. Amazing. Lovely. I would just already have the warranty printed out. I don't know if that's possible, but I mean, I'm sure it's very simple to do. I would assume every person's going to do it. So I'd either have it printed for them, or I would say amazing, or I'd have like the brochure with me of like, here it is. I'm so excited for you with this warranty. This is for you to take with you. And then when you check out today, I'm going to be able to send you with the exact warranty on it. So that way you have everything with you. You don't need to have this with you, but I just want you to have the peace of mind. So like if anything happens while you're on vacation or whatnot, it is there for you. But that's actually what I would take with me to the operatory or at the front desk. And I'd print that for them, give it to them. But I'm going to assume that they're going to pay for it. And I think that's the biggest thing for treatment coordinators on any treatment plan is assume the patient's going to pay for it. Just bundle it all together, because the less questions that I'm trying to ask them, the more simple, straightforward it is, the easier it will be for you. And I did that for SRPs. I do that for all the different pieces. Like I put it on fluoride. Like I just assume the patient's going to do this. So put it on there. And it makes it simpler for the patient. We're trying to make it easy for them to say yes. And I truly do believe it's in the best interest of the patient for this.
I love it. I think that helps a lot. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Well, for all of you, I hope that was helpful. Brad, if people missed it on the last one, how do they connect with Dental Warranty? I know if you guys missed our last episode, be sure to go listen, because we talk about the benefits for the practice from a practice standpoint. I just wanted to do a second part to this where we talked about how you get your teams bought in to rolling out new things, how you can incentivize them, how you can make fun games on it. But truly, I think Dental Warranty is incredible. So Brad, how do they connect with you? If they want more info on Dental Warranty, what do they do to get to with? What do they do to get to you? Let me be very awkward on this last part. Your turn.
Yeah, so they can go to dentalwarrantycorp.com and or give us a call at 1-800-691-7234. And just make sure to mention Dental A-Team, because we have a huge promotion that takes $500 off the setup and kind of training fee. So it's just $250 to get a practice up and running. So very, very minimal cost to get going for such a great kind of payout and investment on the back end.
Yeah. And as you just said that, I was like $250 to do bonuses for my team that don't come out of my overhead. Yes, please. So Brad, thanks for asking the question. And for all of you, thank you for listening, and I'll catch you next time on the Dental A-Team podcast.